I didn't recognize Jezebel's lure. I didn't know her characteristics. And she didn't just attack one time. She attacked 3 times. I don't want the same thing to happen to you.
Welcome to the Prophetic Spiritual Warfare Podcast with host Kathy DeGraw.
We've all come in contact with a person who is under the influence of Jezebel. Jezebel is a controlling spirit, but it is a hierarchy, a principality in the kingdom of darkness. It is a strong man spirit. Control is an entry-level demon. Jezebel is a strongman spirit that we need to root out and gut out of our lives. But also, I'm going to be talking today to help you identify people that are attacking you with their Jezebel spirit. Come on. I don't know about you, but I've been attacked by 3 people. Different times, repeated situations that had a Jezebel spirit. And I looked at it at the end and I'm like, man, Kathy, why didn't you know? And I'm sure some of you are being attacked by Jezebel. You've seen her characteristics. But let's break it down because I was blindsided. I didn't have discernment for people. I can see into the spiritual realm, angels, demons. I can tell a direction of the meeting, the glory of God, all of that. But when it comes to people, that's a little bit tougher for me to discern. My husband's the master at it. So I just go and say, hey, honey, can you tell me what about this person? But I'm going to give you some tips that I want you to know about. And I want to encourage you to head over to my website, kathydegrawministries.org/Jezebel. I have a free PDF ebook download for you that's going to give you all my teaching notes, everything that I'm talking about, so you never get deceived again. Please go ahead and share that with your friends. Have them download it because, friends, we need to expose Jezebel. She ruins the church. She operates in witchcraft. She hurts us. She ruins relationships. She causes divorce. She causes division in the church. You all know that. How does she do it? Wow. Well, we could all probably list 100 characteristics of a Jezebel spirit. You know some of them. We've read books and we've seen them. But I want to tell you 3 main characteristics of the Jezebel spirit that if you see people operating in these, it's going to be a red flag. Watch out, warning, watch out, warning. Number 1, pride. They are often operating in pride, but because pride is a blinding spirit, they do not see, acknowledge, and realize they have pride. They are totally blinded by it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was not a Jezebel. I did like having control before I knew that I shouldn't have it, okay? But I did have a spirit of pride, and I did not know I had it. I was a tongue-talking Christian. I was a deliverance minister, casting out demons, preaching the gospel, and I didn't know I had pride. And my husband and my overseer at the time kept telling me, you have pride, you have pride, you have pride. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. You know, I wasn't looking at it as a lot of people will get up to the pulpit and be like, oh, look at me, I'm all that, or all these people are looking at me. You know, those thoughts never came to my mind. And so I didn't have pride the way a lot of different people manifest it. But I did have pride. And it was blinding because I did receive deliverance from it. And the Lord showed me, he goes, Kathy, you do have pride. He goes, this is pride and this is pride and this is pride. I had a lot of pride. But I want to encourage you that someone who's really bound in pride, they legit don't know it. Like, guys, when I got delivered, it was like someone took the blinders off my eyes for the first time. I felt totally different. And I was like, oh my goodness, I really did have pride. And so I say that so you know the characteristics and you can have compassion for someone that's plagued with a Jezebel spirit. I also say that in all truth. Would you take your own life before the Lord and ask the Holy Spirit if you have pride that needs to be rooted out? Because if you want a ministry, if you want to be, an author, a podcaster, a successful business person, you have to root that pride out before God's really going to elevate you. And so it is blinding and people don't see it. So you can't just say to them, you have pride. They're not going to listen. Okay. Like I didn't listen. I want to say it took 9 years of people telling me that I had pride before I did something about it. It is a luring spirit. What lures and draws you into thinking you have no pride. And so you have a prideful spirit, but also this luring, this lying spirit, okay? That's what it does. It says, you don't have pride, you're humble. You don't have pride, that's a lying demon. You're not trying to talk yourself out of it. They have another demon lying to them. So when you're dealing with someone with Jezebel in control, they don't just have a Jezebel in control. A lot of times they have pride. They have the other few demons I'm going to release to you in a minute, but also a lying spirit. And I was shocked by how clever this one was, hiding within my soul. I was totally flabbergasted, honestly, guys. Okay, the next one is offense. A Jezebel spirit has offense. They think everybody else is wrong. A common Christian prideful thought is that ministry leaders are unfair. They won't let people prophesy, or they won't let people operate in their giftings. That's a typical Jezebel thing. Coming into a church or church leadership, let me operate in my giftings. The church is wrong. They only let so many people, okay? This is offense. Jezebel always takes it personally. They think that they should be exalted and they should rise above everybody else. They don't realize they're the ones that need healing. They think the worship leader's wrong, their friends are wrong, their church hoppers, and they bring division. They get mad and upset, and then they gossip and slander about what is happening. And deep inside, they have this victim mentality because they feel like people are always out to get them. Do you know people like that? They're out to get me. They're out to get me. And they blame conflict on other people when they're actually jealous of their anointings and their giftings. But they'll be like, oh, people are jealous of what I carry, okay? That's Jezebel, that's pride, that's offense. Now, we want to just talk about this control. The spirit of control, okay, can be like 5 spirits. They don't just have to have one spirit. They have several spirits. And so the other one that you want to look for is rejection. When people are operating in a Jezebel spirit, they have fear of rejection. They're trying to overcompensate for being rejected in their childhood, rejected in their past. They're controlling because they couldn't control anything in their life. They're offended because they want to be accepted, you know. They're prideful because they feel like they have something to offer. But rejection, control, pride, and offense always go together when people have it as a strongman spirit in this hierarchy. And so you got to look at it. It may not seem like on the outside that a person that has a Jezebel spirit is afraid of rejection. But if you look at their life, they are. They don't want to be rejected. So they get offended and put it on everyone else. They control and they're prideful. And so this is really a deadly combination. It's all out spiritual warfare for this person to receive deliverance. They really have to want to receive it. And you have to pray. Deliverance has to start with that person realizing they need it. And so maybe you're a person that you could gently come and show them over a series of meetings or talks or texts that they need the truth exposed in their life and they need to be set free, because they're going to put up roadblocks and, barriers for you to come in. But what you want to do is realize it takes a strong mentor, a strong person to walk someone out of this kind of deliverance, to love them even though they're hurting you, or, to love them even though they're upsetting you, or even though they're being rude and hard. I've walked a lot of people through rejection, a lot of close friends. And I tell you, you take a lot of emotional abuse, but I never took it in. I just put it off because I knew the Lord was using me to deliver someone of rejection. And so instead of shunning those Jezebel spirits, guys, help get them delivered, because if we don't get them delivered, who is? I think we want to run from a Jezebel, or we want to blame them. Our job is to deliver them. And so if you need to know more about Deliverance Ministry, I actually have a Deliverance mentorship over at training.CathyDeGrawMinistries.org, where I am getting a bunch of people and training them to be deliverance ministers. So I want to encourage you to join that. You even get all the back lessons that I've already done. So how do we deliver a person plagued? We need to pray. Holy Spirit, convict them is your prayer. Holy Spirit, reveal their demonic strongholds. Holy Spirit, stir a desire within their soul to receive freedom and manifest love. And like I said, friends, in that free PDF, you're going to get these points. So you'll have it all right there in front of you. You want to expose that their hearts would be open to receive conviction and truth. So you're going to pray that way, whether from the Holy Spirit or another person or angels, that God would just open their eyes. Discern. Seek the Holy Spirit when to keep your mouth shut, when to say something, when to speak the truth in love, when to hold back. Ask the Holy Spirit, am I the person to be assigned to help them release freedom? And love. Be Jesus with skin on. Be like Jesus. Just love them. Love them unconditionally. Love them through the hurt, through the control, through the pain. Just love them. And extend. Give them books. Some of my books, Unshackled, Prophetic Spiritual Warfare, Mind Battles, that can help them with a lot of inner healing issues, but then that's also going to stir up the control inside of them. And so, give them resources, lead them to teachings, podcasts, different things. I've witnessed thousands of deliverances, and I believe anyone can be delivered. Some people are like, Jezebel's never going to be delivered. They're never going to change. Never say never. Okay. Look at the people that were Satanists and that are now Christians. Look at the people that, got healed in miracles. God can do anything. And so, friends, know the characteristics so you can protect and guard your heart. But then ask the Lord, what's my assignment to help deliver them? Friends, I'm going to do a whole series on more of the Jezebel. You're going to want to listen to every episode. So be watching my YouTube and my podcast channel so you can get empowered, so that you don't get hurt and that you can help Jezebels be set free.
Thank you for listening to the Prophetic Spiritual Warfare Podcast. Receive additional teaching through Kathy's web church Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook, or through her Prophetic Spiritual Warfare book. I invite you to visit CathyDeGrawMinistries.org for books, mentoring, blogs, or to invite Kathy to speak at your event. Follow Kathy on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram at Kathy DeGraw. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. This helps our show rise in the rankings and reach more people to bring forth deliverance.